We could be in the home stretch of the DeWine administration in the Buckeye State. A bill pushed to law by members of his own party limited the governor's power amid the COVID crisis. Now dissent in the party as the governor gears up for a contested primary. All the while, the push continues at the state level to bring business to the Ohio Valley. Here's part 2 of my sit down with Governor Mike DeWine. Let's talk about the midterms. It's hard to believe that you're already up. It's time to run again, right? You've had some criticism, of course, from inside your own party. There are primary challengers. Does that change how you are approaching this midterm season?
No, it doesn't change what I do at all. I'm used to having primary opponents and general election opponents. I think back through my career, maybe there's only been 1 or 2 times when I didn't have a primary opponent. So this is something that, is certainly is to be expected. I think what people want me to do is do my job every day. And, we have a great future in Ohio. We're seeing companies come off the East Coast, come off the West Coast. A lot of them are landing in Ohio, and we're happy to have them. This is a state that has a low cost of living if you compare it to the East and West Coast. We have a great business climate. We've been able to keep taxes down in Ohio. We cut taxes in this last budget by $2 billion. So we have the right environment, we have the natural resources, we have the abundance of water. Our location is great within a day's drive of right where we are today here in Bexley, Ohio. Is 60% of the population of this country, 60% of the population of Canada is within a day's drive. So we have a great future. I think our real focus has to continue to be what it was when I took office, and that is on education, training, making sure that every Ohioan has the ability to live up to his goals or her goals, making sure they have that opportunity.
I'm glad you brought up business. The proposed ethane cracker plan for Belmont County has been just that, proposed for 6 years now. It was first, almost 7 years now. It was first talked about in 2015. Not a whole lot of motion on that lately. What's the latest that you can tell us?
Well, we keep talking to the company, and they keep assuring us that they intend to actually go ahead and move forward. I think part of this is where the markets are, but they've already invested a lot of money there. They've already done a lot of things, as you know. So we're still optimistic that they will, in fact, put that cracker plant there, and that, of course, is a big boost, really, to the Ohio Valley.
Other than what we've already discussed, what's your main point of concern heading into 2022?
Well, I'd like to get COVID behind us. It's an irritant. It certainly does impact people's lives, and I think after 22 months, people are just sick of it. So, getting clear sailing there would be something that we would certainly love to see. This Omicron variant is in Ohio, and it's going to spread throughout the state. We know that because we've seen it do in other states, what we've seen it do in South Africa, for example. But I think there's a good chance that once we get through that, I wouldn't say we'll have total clear sailing, but I think things will look a lot better. And we are moving forward as a state in spite of this pandemic. For 2 years in a row, we have received the Governor's Cup from Site Selection Magazine, which simply means that we're getting more new businesses to open in Ohio than other states are per capita. So we got a great future ahead of us, and I'm very optimistic.
How much economically and the economic future of the state is tied to putting COVID behind us?
Well, we've moved forward in spite of the fact that COVID has been around for 22 months. So, we're moving forward. We're opening new plants in the state. And our challenge really is to make sure that we have the workers. And that's not just a challenge for Ohio, it's a challenge across the country. I talk to other governors around the country, and they all have the same thing. We can't find workers. So in the long run, we have to invest in these kids, and we have to invest in our adults. Something that my wife Fran is doing, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, free books to kids 0 to 5. We now have 43% of the state is signed up of eligible children. We want to take that up. It gets these kids started off to a good start. We also have programs to reach poor pregnant mothers who are having challenges because maybe of an addiction or some other things that are going on in their life, you know, reaching out to them during their pregnancy and then after the child is born, getting that child a good start so that when they hit kindergarten, they're ready to go. That's, you know, a real investment in our future, and that's what we're doing.